just like our sex life hasn't been what it was before, like even before like 2 kids, I should say. Like even after 1 kid, we were okay, but now it's like, holy crap, it's like 2 kids.
Then Matthew Koma claps back at the parenting police.
First time ever we've ever sided with the trolls, but sorry.
Plus, Tristan Thompson wants to amicably co-parent his baby with Maralee Nichols.
Why? I mean, She's like a super successful, beautiful girl. You have a beautiful daughter together. Why would you do this to her?
We've got that plus so much more on today's Moms Like Us. Hey everybody, welcome to Moms Like Us. I'm Christina, that's Brianne Mans from Stroller in the City. Happy New Year, everyone. Brianne, how are you? How was your holiday?
It was great. Happy 2022. My family and I are in Lake Tahoe right now for skiing. So that's been so fun. So it's definitely something to look forward to after the holidays ended.
Oh, definitely. I've been looking at all your pictures and it looks like a winter wonderland. It looks like so much fun.
Oh my God, it is. They had just in December over 200 inches of snow.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
It's crazy. It's like, you have to see it to believe it. It's kind of crazy.
It's definitely a bucket list place for me. I definitely want to go out there one day.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Well, we have a ton of mom and dad news to get to. So let's kick it off with Tristan Thompson, because I'm sure you've read this week about what's been going on with him, and because it's been all over the news and it's a messy situation. So the 30-year-old NBA star confirmed this week that he is in fact the father of Maralee Nichols' baby amid her child support lawsuit against him. He posted on an Instagram story saying, "Today, paternity test results reveal that I fathered a child with Maralee Nichols. I take full responsibility for my actions. Now that paternity has been established, I look forward to amicably raising our son." He continued saying, "I sincerely apologize to everyone I've hurt or disappointed throughout this ordeal, both publicly and privately." Now, a second post was shared to his Instagram story with an apology dedicated solely to Khloe Kardashian. He wrote, "Khloe, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve the heartache and humiliation I have caused you. You don't deserve the way I have treated you over the years. My actions certainly have not lined up with the way I view you. I have the utmost respect and love for you, regardless of what you may think. Again, I am so incredibly sorry." Well, the news comes after Us Weekly exclusively revealed that Maralee gave birth on Wednesday, December 1st, to a baby boy. As we know, Tristan is already the father of 4-year-old son Prince, who he shares with his former girlfriend, Jordan Craig, and he and Khloe welcomed their daughter, True, who is now 3 in April of 2018. Yikes.
Lot to get to. Oh my God.
Like, come on.
I'm shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. I actually just really feel bad for Khloe. I really do.
I do too. I feel really bad for Khloe. I also feel bad for this woman, Maralee, who now, he's basically just kind of slammed her in the media since this whole thing happened, saying that she was lying about this. She released a statement saying, "I knew from the beginning that he was the father of this child." And, now like this is how they have to start their co-parenting relationship. Honestly, in all this, you feel really bad for the kids.
Absolutely. And as a new mom and having a newborn, to deal with that stress on top of like a newborn stress, I can't even, it's such a messy situation.
And he was with Khloe at the time when he, got together with Maralee. And so it's like, oh my God, how many times can Tristan just screw Khloe over?
I know. And why? I mean, She's like a super successful, beautiful girl. You have a beautiful daughter together. Why would you do this to her?
And it's interesting because on the last season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe and Tristan were really exploring options about having another child. She was thinking about doing surrogacy. So I'm sure she's probably happy that that did not pan out.
Thank goodness that did not pan out. I mean, it's sad and, a relief at the same time. But yeah, absolutely.
Oh, messy, messy, messy. All right. What else is going on?
Okay. So in other news, Diane Kruger spoke candidly on January 1st about why waiting to have baby until age 42 was the best decision. She spoke with the Sunday Telegraph and said, "I'm so glad I did not have a kid at 30. I think I would have absolutely resented it all for the things that you have to give up, because today I am happy to do so. I have been to every party. I've been to every country that I wanted to visit. So I'm 100% ready and willing to give my kid that attention. The German native who shares the 3-year-old with fiance Norman Reedus noted that she would not have been ready to properly give up her former freedoms in her 30s. Since welcoming her little one in November 2018, everything has changed for her, she told the magazine, adding, "It's such a cliche, but it's true. The way I look at work is different. I love to work. In fact, I cherish it more today than I did before. But at the same time, you look at everything from a different angle. It's not what's it going to do for my career. It's more about, could it fit into my schedule? How I can make it work? Is it going to be worthwhile?" Kruger now works less because she often brings her toddler with her on set. Things just change when you have a family. You want to keep everyone together. I get it. I totally get it. I mean, do you find yourself saying like no to more things? Or
I feel like
because you have a family now?
I think so. I mean, like you want to make sure that it fits with your family and you're making the right decision, and you know that you want to spend as much time with your family as you possibly can, but also have a career. It's such a hard balance to find this balance, and it's good for her that it seems like it's really working out well for her. She's, you know, everything happened for her for a reason and at the right time. And yes, but I do find myself saying no to more things. How about you?
Absolutely. Same. If it doesn't fit within my schedule, if the kids have such a busy schedule, I feel like even now as they're older, I'm saying no a lot more because it's just a lot more like hands-on. You have to do what works for you and your family, and you have to put your family first, obviously.
Totally. All right. Moving on to Jeff Lewis. His 5-year-old daughter, Monroe, was not very happy with her dad after he shared her private school denial on his Sirius XM radio show. He told his listeners last week that his little one wasn't accepted to a particular academy because of his recent super spreader party amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, his ex, Gage Edward, subsequently told Monroe that she was not going to be admitted to certain schools and going to have to go to a Catholic school with the nuns. Lewis recalled, "She called me crying. She was pretty mad. I didn't expect her to say this so young. I expected her to say this when she was a teenager, but she said if I continue to talk about her on the radio, that she will not see him again until she's a grown-up." Now, while Lewis hopes that Monroe gets into a private school, he also hopes that Edward will avoid using their daughter to get back at him in the future. He said that, "I texted Gage and I said, look, I never say anything negative about Monroe to you ever, and this feels decisive. I would never want to turn her against you, which is what it seems like you are doing right now. You're mad at me. Please don't use her to take it out on me. I don't appreciate him getting in her head about these things, and I hope he realizes he made a mistake." Okay. So do you think that it's okay for him to discuss his daughter on the radio show? And then I kind of agree with the statement that he texted his ex to like not say bad things about him to his daughter.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you can't badmouth each other, especially when you're separated. Mm-hmm. That's definitely number one. But I feel like I talk about my kids sometimes on a show and publicly. Mm-hmm.
I feel like I feel like that's part of his job. Like, you know, he has to say some personal experiences to kind of, you know, be a little bit more relatable. And I totally get that. And it doesn't seem like it was a terrible story. I get that maybe his daughter is embarrassed. She is very young to be kind of picking up on that, but she's definitely embarrassed by the situation. But I totally get why he was a little mad at his ex, because you don't badmouth each other. It's like, that's not helping anybody.
No, especially and the kids, and now you're like putting the child in the middle, and that's just not fair to anybody. You know, I don't agree with that at all. Okay, our say moment of the week goes to Heidi Montag, who posted photos with her son Gunnar. She captioned it, "So thankful for my angel. I never thought it would be so hard trying to have another. I am trusting God's plan, and if we only have one, I am so thankful for this miracle." Aww. I feel bad, and we talk about this all the time. Yeah. Fertility issues is just the worst ever.
It really is. And, you know, especially, you know, not especially, but, you know, secondary infertility is really hard too, because, you know, she said that she got pregnant so easily with her first, and she's been trying for years to get pregnant with her second. And it's been a long struggle for her. And, you know, she's been pretty open about it, but yeah, that's really, really tough.
Yep. That's what happened to me, you know? So
Mhm.
I totally get it. And you don't think that anything's wrong at first. So you waste all this time because you're like, well, I got pregnant on my first, it's fine. So I feel bad for her. I really feel, I feel for her.
Yeah, I hope hopefully they have a little miracle baby in 2022.
Yes.
All right. Well, in our mom chat this week, we sat down with Jamie Otis, who revealed why her sex life with her husband just isn't the same anymore. Take a look. In May, you did admit that you and Doug were going through a rough patch. Why do you like to keep it real with your followers and things like that? And I mean, if you can kind of tell us like what was kind of going on in your marriage at the time. And like, now that you said like things are progressively getting better, you guys are working on your marriage day by day, and marriage, not during COVID, is very, really difficult. But I know like, it definitely adds another stress to the marriage, and especially having two young kids does too.
Yeah, no, I mean, so the truth of the matter is I don't know how much time we have, but like
as much as you want, girl.
There's been a few things, just my husband tends to like, just, I don't want to say disappear, but kind of like he'll go grocery shopping for like 4 hours. And I'm like, what are you doing at the grocery store for 4 hours? And so, and I think, I became very insecure. Just like our sex life hasn't been what it was before, like even before like two kids, I should say. Like even after one kid, we were okay, but now it's like, holy crap. It's like two kids. Do you have two kids or one?
Two. Yeah.
Two. Man, did you feel this? Like two kids just like knocks you on your tush.
It really does. And because my little one, he's only 6 months old. So it's like, you're definitely going through that right now too. And it definitely causes a big strain because you're also sleep deprived and everything like that too.
Yes. And so, and then our first is like in their bed with us. So like our relationship really has, everybody says, I imagine, but it's really struggled. And so I started wondering, like, I know that like a good sex life is important to both of us, and we've never been shy about that with each other. And so, and I know that we haven't necessarily had the best sex life in comparison to our old sex life, and so I just started getting really insecure that like maybe he was cheating. And so then I found a pair of like underwear in my closet that were not mine. And it like put me over the edge because I was like, what? I traveled a lot for work and whatnot. And so I was like, is this like something? But I had just been on a girls trip and we all shared the same laundry. Mm-hmm. And so, of course my had obviously, I don't know if you found another girl's.
Oh my God, I'd freak out.
Yeah. Like not even in like, it was in my underwear pile. I was like, this is not my underwear. Mm-hmm. And my husband, thank goodness, he helps do the laundry and whatnot. And we had a nanny at the time. And so one of them must have like put it there while I was away for work. And then like not realizing that it wasn't mine which is another reason why my therapist was like, do you think your husband would have done that?
Right.
But like, when your mind is racing and you're feeling insecure, I definitely went there and I was like, geez, like, I think my husband cheated on me. Mm-hmm. And he was like, very obvious. Imagine being told that your wife thinks you're cheating and you haven't done that. Like, that's a tough thing that we're still kind of working through. And we don't talk about it publicly very often because, when you're talking about keeping it real, I'm all about keeping it real, but I've learned through therapy that there are some things that you need to work through yourself as a couple or as a person, and kind of, like I'm all about keeping it real, and I want to be able to share solutions, and I'm not about like, oh, but then we're just going through a disaster, done, like I want to be able to be like, okay, so this is a disaster we went through, and this is how, like, if you're struggling with something like that too, this is how, we got through it. And I'm like, we're still in the midst of it. So I'll share a little bit more about that when we get through it. But it's just been, I think for everyone, it's just been, there's a lot of things happening in life right now.
So she decided to kind of pack up her whole family. They downsized, moved into this RV. Her daughter is now sleeping in the same bed with her. And, just her sex life is pretty much non-existent at this point.
Yeah, I have to agree. You're in an RV. As big as an RV may be, you might have the biggest one on the market. It's still a little too small.
Yeah, it's still a little too small. I know. She and her husband are now taking a well-deserved vacation from their kids to kind of get back on track. So hopefully they're spending some quality time together.
For that.
Totally. All right. Well,